You have the floor, Mr. Celiz.
Yeah,
Of
magandang
Bayan.
umaga po. Magandang umaga po, Chairman and Congressman Bayani Fernando, sir. My idol during your time as the top disciplinarian on the streets. Yes.
So not anymore. Not anymore.
Yeah. Good morning to you, Chairman Bayani Fernando, sir, ng House Committee on Human Rights, and to the members, distinguished members of House of Representatives. Sir, allow me po to briefly introduce our organization. Sambayanan po is an organization that is composed mainly of former rebels, cadres, organizers, and operatives of the CPP, NPA, NDF, who have returned to the folds of the law, embraced the life of peace, and are now supporting the agenda of the government to defend our democracy, promote our sovereign authority against all forms of terrorism, and all attempts to subvert our government and overthrow our democratically established government. We are more than 800 organizations nationwide, coming from 10 regions all over the country. Hindi po kami kabuti na sumulpot lamang, Chairman Fernando, sir. Kami ay binuo mula sa karanasan at direktang eksperyensya. At kami po ay magpapahayag ngayong umaga ng aming direktang karanasan bilang mga kasapi at pinuno ng CPP, NPA, NDF, representing, I said, 800 organizations nationwide ng iba't ibang mga grupo ng former organizers, operatives of the CPP, NPA, NDF. Napakaganda po ng title, Mr. Chairman, Bayani Fernando, sir, and the rest of the House of Representatives who are present today, ng title na Human Rights Defenders Bill Protection or Protection Bill. Lahat po tayo ay naglalayo ng human rights protection. Malinaw po yon. Ang una lang naming tanong ay, sino po ba ang nagbigay ng karapatan para mag-define na ang human rights ay pwede lamang i-violate ng Estado at hindi pwedeng i-violate ng mga non-state actors kagaya ng CPP, NPA, NDF? With due respect to the other proponents, may I respectfully state this. Yung mga nagsusulong nitong Human Rights Defenders Bill, except with due respect to Congressman Lagman and Congressman Belmonte, tahimik po sila sa more than 1,000 na mga pinatay na mga tribo, tribal chieftains, leaders, and all of those na sila ay pinatay ng CPP,
Point of order, Mr. Chair.
Recorded po ito, Mr.
Point of
Chairman.
order, Mr. Chair.
Nandito po ang mga tribal leaders.
Point of order.
Nahaharangan nila ang aming testimonya, Mr. Chairman. But with your indulgence,
Point of order,
let it
Mr.
be
Chair.
heard by the nation,
Yeah.
ano po ang aming posisyon,
Can you,
at hindi naman sila CPP, NPA, sabi nila. So may I proceed, Mr. Chairman, with your respect po sa inyo po. Number 2,
May we
hindi po natin naririnig, Mr. Chairman, ang
tell
kanilang
this
posisyon.
first person, Mr. Chair, when there is a point of order.
Dapat po ay marinig ng taong bayan na hindi po pwedeng abusuhin ang advocacy for human rights, Mr. Chairman.
This now how
Expected ko po na haharangin nila ang aming pagsasalita, but with the indulgence of the nation and
Point
the
of order,
committee
Mr.
chair,
Chair.
please allow me
Point
to
of order.
have my 5 minutes without interruption from
Point of
other
order,
parts
Chair,
ng ating
Mr.
pagsasalita.
Chair,
During the interpellation, we are present for that.
hijacking,
And
this,
number 2, Mr. Chairman, we would like to
meeting
establish a
and
point here
involving the members
that
of
the
this
human
committee
rights violations and
and
human rights
red-tagging
abuses
the members of
ay
this
dapat po
committee.
ito.
Yes, Mr.
At
Chair,
sana po ay
nagre-red tag
resource
na
person
ganyan.
kami
Sir,
extend
may we
courtesy po
crack
sa
the,
amin
area
at
to-
hindi nyo po kami dapat
on hold,
pinipigilan
Mr.
at hindi nyo nira-rush up ang mga batas na dapat mapakinggan ng taong bayan at maintindihan at maunawaan, because these are very crucial, Mr. Chairman. We appeal
Mr. Chairman.
sincerely and faithfully to the chairman of the committee to allow me to proceed with my remaining 4 minutes and a half without interruption, Mr. Chairman. If they want to interpolate, we will be ready.
May
We will
we
be ready,
get a
Mr.
ruling,
Chairman.
Mr. Chair?
Please, Mr.
I
Chairman.
have a point of order. And this person is reflecting this member of this committee.
Mr.
I have a
Chairman,
point
may I
of order,
proceed?
Mr. Chair.
Chairman, may I proceed?
Oh, it's now
I
mute.
still have a point of order,
Please
Mr.
stop,
Chair.
Mr. Celiz. Mr. Celiz, please stop. Please stop. Somebody is calling point of order. So may you
sir.
please state your the point of order.
Mr. Chair,
Good point. Yes.
this resource person is, as already
Okay.
mentioned by the chair earlier, is given a chance, no, to give specific proposals or comments on the pending bill. But what this person is doing is blatantly red tagging the authors of this committee, of this particular bill. And he is now hijacking this committee hearing for reckless red tagging and presenting skewed and mga fake news, Mr. Chair. He has been doing this even during the Senate hearing in the past, no? Itong tao na ito, harap-harapan ng red tag kahit dito sa committee na ito, no? Malinaw ang instruction kanina, Mr. Chair.
The Chair would wish to make the ruling.
Mr. Chair, may I respectfully be allowed to speak
give
also?
us, Mr. Celiz,
I
we
still
give
have the
you
floor.
just 1 minute to wrap up. And please, next time, please, when asked by the chair to stop, please do stop. Well, we give you
Mr.
1
Chair, I
minute
move-
to wrap up.
Mr. Chair, I still have I'm still the one being recognized. May I move to reprimand this Mr. Celiz from doing so, no? From even if there is already a point of order, he keeps on repeating his insulting members of this committee. And merong mga insinuations that we are, rushing up the passage of this committee and we don't want to hear their position. Pinapakinggan sila, Mr. Chair. Malinaw.
Mr. Chair, may I respectfully be allowed to speak also?
Hindi pa po ako
Yes,
tapos sa galang na salo at patapusin niyo po ako. I still have the floor. Malinaw ang instruction kanina, Mr. Chair, na inyong inilahad na ang bills na andito ngayon, ang House Bill number 15, kung merong mga specific points na gusto nilang i-raise, no, i-suggest, then the committee is open to hear these proposals or suggestions. But Mr.
Okay, Congressman Zarate, your point is well taken. The chair has made the rule. No?
May move, Mr. Chair, that Mr. Celiz be reprimanded by this committee, Mr. Chair.
Congressman Salo, I think
Yes, Mr. Chair.
something about it.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity
Congressman
to speak,
Salo.
Mr. Chair. Thank you. Exactly, Mr. Chair, yung binabanggit po ni Representative Zarate na huwag siyang ibabatiin kapag nagsasalita. But exactly that's what he did a while ago while listening to the statement of Ka Eric. Nonetheless, Mr. Chair, respectfully note, I never heard the name of Representative Zarate.
I take exceptions to that, Congressman Salo, with due
Yes,
respect.
Mr. Chair.
I have the right to
Respectfully note,
call for a point of order. That is the right of a member of this committee.
I give it
call
to you,
for a
Mr.
point of
Chair.
order.
It's all right, Mr. Chair.
So that
I
is
give it
not
to you,
a
that's your
violation of our. That is not a violation of our rules, Mr. Chair, to call for
Okay,
a point of order when the resource person is way off the line. So
Okay,
I
the
take
chair now.
exceptions to that reference by Congressman Salo. That it's not the same.
At any rate, Mr. Chair, may I respectfully be allowed to speak?
Okay. To finish this off, no.
Mr. Chair,
I give let's give the last speaker, Jeffrey Celiz. As I said earlier, it's 1 minute. Now we give him 30 seconds to wrap up
Mr.
this.
Chair, I still have a
yes.
motion to reprimand Mr. Salo, Mr. Celiz, Mr. Chair.
He has got the floor, and now I'm cutting it off as a punishment, Mr. Celiz. Now we can only speak for 30 seconds more. So
Mr.
to
Chair,
wrap up.
may I be allowed to finish my statement a while ago, Mr. Chair?
I'm not done. Okay, you have 30 seconds to do it, please.
Mr. Ron Salo, Mr. Chair?
Kong Salo, yes.
Yes, Mr. Chair. I respectfully note, Mr. Chair, that I never heard the name of Representative Zarate and Representative Castro and Representative Cullamat. I never heard your names. What is being mentioned is CTP and PA, Mr. Chair. So I'm just wondering, what is the red tagging all about? Where is it coming from?
Mr. Chair, can I answer?
You have your 30 seconds. Now,
Kasi
Congresswoman,
binanggit yung pangalan ko ni Representative Salo.
oo. Ano?
Yes, Mr. Chair, kung narinig niyo po yung, thank you Mr. Chair, kung narinig niyo po yung sinasabi ni yung Celiz, sinasabi niya with due respect doon sa dalawa, si Representative Kit Belmonte and Representative Lagman. Tapos binabanggit niya po na wala na, so ibig sabihin yung sinasabi niyang sumunod ay hindi po kami nagsasalita against human rights violations for the more than 1,000 na binanggit. So yun na po Mr. Chair, kung meron po tayong common sense, doon na po tutungo yun, yung sinasabi ni Mr. Celiz. So yun lang po Mr. Chair, kaya po kami nag-o-object kasi binabastos na po itong ano na to, itong committee na ito. So pinag-uusapan natin yung maganda para sa mga human rights defenders, and yet ganito po, nag-rule na kayo kanina na kung meron silang mga puna doon sa mga section, they should have it. Hindi yung di po yung magkakaroon sila ng venue na ganito para lang i-black prop, i-red tag yung yung mga miyembro, Mr. Chair.
Okay,
Mr.
point
Chair.
point well
Mr. Chair.
taken. The chair have
Mr.
actually
Chair,
ruled on the matter, and let's give Jeffrey Celiz 30 seconds to wrap up.
Mr. Chair, before Mr. Chair, before we hear ka Eric, Mr. Chair, meron po akong tanong.
Pero ano yun na natin yung cellphone matapos eh.
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
Mr. Chair, Deputy Speaker po, Benny Abante.
yeah, my bishop, my lord.
Yes.
Let's finish off with that Celiz issue. With that Celiz
Meron
issue.
lang po akong tanong. Before
Let's
we...
give him that ano ha. So I think the issue is well taken. Okay.
Yeah, before,
So,
Mr.
let's
Chair,
cover more ground.
before we
Cover more ground.
before we continue to hear ka Eric Celiz, I just would like to ask him a question muna.
With 1 minute, my lord.
Gusto ko lang po tanungin siya muna, Mr. Chair, bago siya magpatuloy. Gusto ko lang tanungin. Oo. Ito yung tanong. Eric,
All right.
ano ba yung purpose ng iyong pagsasalita? Is that related to the bill?
Yes, sir. Bishop and Chairman Bayani Fernando, sir, yes. It is related to the bill. Hindi ko lang po may pwesto kasi 1 minute in my speech pa lang po ay ini-interrupt na po ako ng ibang members po ng panel. Kaya po hindi ko may pagpatuloy. And without disrespect to the chairman of the committee, akala ko po tuloy-tuloy at hindi ko naririnig ang kanyang pag-declare na mag-stop po ako. So I went on. Yes, Bishop Abante, sir, kung mapakinggan niyo sana ng appeal ko, sir, kahit 3 minutes lang, I will wrap up and sum up the very important core position of more than 2,000 rebels, former cadres and members of the CPP, NPA, and in this committee para maging bahagi ng official records po, sir. Bishop Abante and Chairman Bayani Fernando, sir, please.
Got to the chairman, Mr.
ano?
Chair. Go ahead.
Okay. For your rebuttal, for the rebuttal of the last speaker, si Congressman, my Lord Abante.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, it's up to you. Upon your ruling, if you would like Jeffrey to continue on with his telltale, Mr. Chairman, it's up to you. It's your ruling.
I gave him 30 seconds to wrap up. Yeah, 30 seconds. Exactly, 30 seconds. Go ahead, Mr. Celiz.
Yes, sir. If that is the ruling, I will respect the ruling of the chairman of the committee, sir. Maraming salamat mga kababayan. Ang Human Rights Defenders Bill po, without disrespect to the committee and Chairman Bayani Fernando, sir, and Congressman Lagman and Congressman Kit Belmonte, mainly po ito'y pakana ng CPP, NPA, NDF at yung mga nandyan po na sa harap po ngayon ay bahagi po yan.
Mr.
It will not be to defend the human rights of the people, but it is a very, very clear operations to cover up the underground operations. And I have my 30 seconds, Mr. Chair. Paano po?
I have point of order.
Okay, your 30 seconds is up, Mr. Celiz. May I call on the secretariat controlling this this Zoom meeting? When 30 seconds comes, you cut it out. Cut the speaker off.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
I'm calling on the secretariat. The secretary is not me here. Is they are somewhere in I think in the Batasan complex now. Anyway, I think both parties do understand their sides, no? Do understand
Chair.
the issues,
Mr. Chair.
and I think that they may have been we'll see. Let's go on and give the opportunity for some others to speak up. The
Mr. Chair,
invited
before
guests that we have.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, who is this, please?
Mr. Chair, tahasan na
Yeah, unless it's a point of
po
order.
yes,
I
I raise a point of order because despite the statement earlier of the chair, no, na bigyan ng pagkakataon na mag-raise ng specific points itong si Mr. Celiz, tahasan po ang pambabalahura niya, pambabastos ng mga members of this committee. And I appeal to the chair, wag hayaan ng chair ang ganitong pambabastos. We are members of this committee also, no, and authors of the pending bill. And we welcome.
I think, okay.
So Mr. Chair, corollary to that, I move to strike the statement of Mr. Celiz, no, nung sinabi niya napakana ito ng CPP, NPA, NDF ang bill na ito at yung mga nandito ngayon sa bill referring to us, the other authors, because he did not mention us. I move to strike, Mr. Chair.
Second the motion, Mr. Chair.
Second the motion, Mr. Chair.
I just don't. I'm not very well versed with the rules of the but can I give my decision on this thing? Can the chair decide on this issue? Yeah, I can. So anyway, it's been said and done. Okay, let it be. Anyway, it's for people to the rest of those present
Mr. Chair,
and who to process this in their own minds. No, it's there. It's been said. So I don't
with due
think
respect, Mr. Chair, with due respect.
It may not be it may not be right for Let's give others the opportunity. It's human rights. Look, they do have that right to, as well as we do have our rights here. No, but they are guests of our house, and let us give them that kind of respect. No? Okay. Otherwise, we're stapling the dissent, no, or.
Mr. Chair, we are not stifling the, with due respect, Mr. Chair. Hindi naman po natin pinagbabawalan.
Okay. So I'm sorry. The secretariat is actually informing me that they've been muting the speaker before, but the speaker continues to unmute. Anyway, we have actually given him his due. We've curtailed. We have actually cut off his time. Time to speak to 30 seconds, and it's done. And whatever has been said is there. What can we can we do? No. Let it be there. If it's bad, it's there, reflected in our minutes, in the records. No? So let it be there. I don't think it's that much of a it's the same shout I hear on the streets anyway. On radio and TV, so not anymore that for us public figures, it may not be that and that's if the chair is allowed to rule, so then so be it. So we can continue on.
Okay, Mr. Chair, can I be recognized? May I be recognized, Mr. Chair? Just for the record. May I be allowed?
Okay. 1 minute,
Mr. Chair,
please. 1 minute.
We respect the position of the chair. Ang hindi ko lang po mapapayagan dito na you will allow to be placed on record that the bill that we propose, no, and in fact that will now be incorporated dito sa bill ni Representative Lagman will be red tagged and sasabihin ni Mr. Celiz na pakana ito ng CPP, NPA, NDF. And if you will allow that to be placed on the record, Mr. Chair, that will place us, put us in a bad light. Because we are doing this, for the very purpose to defend to protect our human rights defenders. At kung hahayaan nating bigyan niya ng kulay na ganyan, dahil you will allow that for the record, Mr. Chair, I think that is foul. No? We can allow him to speak their objections, but to claim no, without even presenting a single evidence that it is so, by mere say so, sasabihin niya na ganun, that is an insult not only to us, but even to Representative Lagman and to Representative Kit Belmonte. Dahil yung bill namin ay pare-pareho ang laman niyan, Mr. Chair. So, that is what my point. I want that to be stricken off the record.
Okay, Congressman Zarate, my little point of view, no? Anyway, that's the subject of the bill, so that those red tagging may be removed, may get unlawful and all these things, no? So let's see what will be the outcome of this bill. As you have presented, may have, I think it's best that everybody heard their stand on it, no? See how its effect and what the bill can do to prevent such things from happening. If it's a little annoying or not too good to hear for some other quarters like yours. So let it be. Let's just pagbigayan na, okay?
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair.
Okay, my lord, please.
Pwede po ako magsalita, Mr. Chair.
Okay, you may proceed. Yeah,
Gusto ko lang advisean to si Jeffrey Celiz, no? Total, Jeffrey, meron naman kayong 800 organizations. Kayo ba yung nagtayo na ng party list?
Yes, sir, we did.
Yun, sumali na kayo para meron ka ng karapatan na sabihin ang gusto mong sabihin.
Thank you,
diba?
sir.
Oh, number 2, siguro naman papayag si Congressman Lagman, principal author nito, na isama na yung sambayanan dyan sa listahan ng mga human rights defenders.
Please.
Papayag siya. Yun lang po ang aking suggestion, Mr. Chair. Salamat po.
Okay, so
Thank you.
so can we proceed? And
Mr.
the
Chairman.
chair now recognizes
Mr. Chairman.
Mrs. Lorelyn Bayao. Okay. Okay. The principal author, Congressman Lagman. You have 1 minute. Go ahead, please.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, please. Go ahead, please.
kung mamarapatin ng Commission on Human Rights na isama yung organisasyon ni Mr. Celiz, then iyan ay pwedeng gawin ng Commission on Human Rights. Pero mismo ako, I am not proposing the inclusion of this organization because of the untoward statements he has made, not only against the bill, but against the principal authors of the bill. He is much prejudiced to be.
I think we have a long way to go.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
After this bill, it goes to the approval of the Senate and all these things, and the implementing regulations will have to be made. That issue may be taken or maybe relevant at the time, no, when it comes. Anyway, the thing is, we hear all sides.